And I want to thank everyone in law enforcement that all that you do for our community day in and day out to keep Jacksonville a safe place. Sheriff Williams, State Attorney Nelson, and I are here today with a shared commitment, a commitment we've had since day one to protecting and enhancing public safety in our city. This remains our top priority, and we are aligned in our efforts to get dangerous criminals off our streets and keep them out of our neighborhoods. When I'm out in neighborhoods meeting with residents, the most common concern they share with me is crime and violence. They want to know what our leaders are doing and continue to do to keep their families safe. According to the most recent estimates from the U.S. Census Bureau, Jacksonville is the 12th largest city in the United States, but when you look at studies of crime rates for violent crimes and murders, we rank in the mid to high 30s. That said, all three of us here know that one violent crime is one too many, and the hardworking professionals of JSO and the State Attorney's Office remain focused on the mission. 6 months ago, the Crime Gun Intelligence Center began operations on the first floor of this building. We're here today to provide an update on how this center and the technologies it uses are helping law enforcement better protect the people of Jacksonville. This hardworking team brings together data from innovative technologies we've made major investments in, ShotSpotter, the NIBIN database, and other tools. With this data, our investigators are better able to apprehend dangerous trigger pullers and provide prosecutors with the evidence they need to keep them off of our streets. When State Attorney Nelson came to me with this idea, sharing as best practice that they had seen success in Denver, Colorado, I was on board, as was the City Council, immediately, and allocated $1 million in the 2007-18 budget. In a few moments, Sheriff Williams will provide an update on how the technologies and the CGIC we've invested in have made a significant difference in how we investigate and apprehend violent criminals. And State Attorney Nelson will talk with us how this helps her teams get the evidence they need to keep serial trigger pullers and violent criminals off our streets. In short, they will demonstrate how our approach and our investments are working and are making significant progress in our efforts to enhance public safety in Jacksonville. One more point also on the recent investment on Cure Violence. So far this year, Cure Violence is having a positive impact on violence in our target areas. Both sites have had a stretch of at least 25 days in a row without a shooting or a killing. It's a small step, but it's the right step, and we will continue to evaluate the impact, but fully expect to continue to see positive results. With that, I'll turn it over to Sheriff Williams.
Good deal. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your strong commitment to law enforcement and your continued determination to continue our community's fight against violent crime. So when the Crime Gun Intelligence Center opened its doors earlier this year, we knew that we were launching an incredible force multiplier in our efforts to rid Jacksonville of violent criminals. The cases that have been built against these serial trigger pullers really are just a sample of the evidence-driven outcomes that we'll see more and more of in the years to come. It's always gratifying when a vision comes to life, as we've been able to see over the past few years. The mayor and the city council, their support of JSO has made it possible for us to begin to add additional officers as well as invest in this type of cutting-edge technology. Technology such as ShotSpotter, which again alerts our officers within seconds of gunfire occurring. The NIBIN system, linking shell casings to a vast database to identify firearms that have been used in shootings. And recently the Real-Time Crime Center, delivering focused intelligence that equips our officers to respond quickly to where violence has occurred and capture critical video evidence to support follow-up investigations. All of this technology comes together here at the Crime Gun Intelligence Center, or the CGIC as we call it. This center provides us with an information clearinghouse armed with an investigative capability to link cases that otherwise we would not have known were connected. These 10 suspects pictured have been linked at some level to 46 different shootings and 14 firearm recoveries in our city. While many of these investigations are continuing and ongoing, we've been able to use the CGIC data, identify these suspects, make arrests, and get these violent felons off our street. Since the CGIC opened in April, we've had 254 cases with NIBIN leads. We've had 171 unique firearms involved in those cases, with 70 of those firearms being recovered. So, I'm proud to say that Jacksonville's leadership remains committed to tackling this issue, and I could not ask for better partners in this effort than Mayor Curry, our current city council, our partner ATF, ASAC Dave Kometz is here with us today, and our current state attorney, obviously Melissa Nelson, who's a big partner with us day in and day out. And so while we are by no means where we want to be, together we're headed in a better direction, better for our families, our neighbors, and our city. And with that, I will turn it over to our State Attorney, Melissa Nelson.
My comments are really more of the same, but I'm here to tell you, since we are fortunate to have the crime gun intelligence in our building, and so I'm very proximate to the work that our law enforcement partners are doing every day, and privy to their success on a weekly basis, the Crime Gun Intelligence Center is working. We've been, in fact, advised by our CGIC auditors that the setup here in Jacksonville is, in fact, a model for the entire nation. Information and intelligence is being developed by ShotSpotter and NIBIN. It is being triaged for viable leads, and then cases are being made by good old-fashioned investigative work. Multiple law enforcement partners are working together, and our prosecutors in this office are involved in these cases from the very beginning. So this, in fact, this concept, and that's what it was in the beginning, is operating just as we envisioned. We all up here recognize that until we are able to relieve our city of the violence that our children are witnessing every day, we have a lot of work still to do. But it's important, I think, for everybody here to remember that this is a long game, but we are in it for the long fight. This important investment made by Mayor Curry, the City Council, Sheriff Williams, and JSO is strategic, it's innovative, and it is in fact data-driven. While it's but one strategy to address what is definitely a complex problem, it is in fact working, and it will be reaping public safety returns for our city for the years to come. I want to personally I see lots of the investigators, lieutenants, directors, chiefs, prosecutors in the office today. I want to thank JSO, ATF, the FBI, and the State Attorney's Office. These folks are dedicating, not just every day or every week, they're dedicating literally their every hour to meet the challenge of violent crime. And they do it for one reason, and that's to make us all better, safer, and healthier.